Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Let's use up some more of those plastic bag scraps. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by. And welcome to all of my new subscribers, and a big thank you to everyone who is supporting my channel in so many positive ways. Thank you so very much. In some recent videos, we used plastic zipper bags in our crafting. In these videos, we used the top zipper portion, but that left a whole bunch of plastic bag bottom scraps. That's what we're going to be using in today's video. In this video, we're going to take those scraps and we're going to create some plastic lined envelopes or baggies, clutch, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be yet another easy, innovative way to use our plastic zipper bags. So y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here's a close-up look at today's project. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is approximately 8 by 11. And I have a nice Velcro closure on it. And when you open it on the inside, I'm pretty sure that you probably can't really see the baggie in there. Maybe you can see it better there. But we have our bag lining the inside of this envelope. So that's one of the things that we can do with those leftover plastic bag bottoms. We can place them inside of envelopes and line the envelope. And it will be so simple to do because all you're going to need is a plastic baggie, and I'm using the gallon size, and some decorative paper. And I've chosen to go with this beautiful decorative paper right here. So this is just going to be one thing that we can do with these bags. I'm sure that some of you will have a lot more ideas that you can use these bag bottoms for. And if you do have those ideas, leave them in the comment section below, because that will help others who might be wondering, what else can I do with these bags? So I already have a bag bottom from a previous project, but in order to make this work by using just 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper, we are going to need to reduce this in size a little. I am going to reduce mine down to 7 5/8 of an inch tall. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer so that I can first identify 7 5/8, which is right here. And then I'm going to take my finger blade and just make a cut there, because this will not go through my trimmer unless I back it with some paper to firm it up. And I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to be using the grid on my mat. So I've lined that mark up with one of my grid marks, and that'll help me to stay straight as I'm cutting this. So I'll just take my ruler and place it down. And now I'll remove this piece. We are going to have this piece left over. I'm not going to focus too heavily on what to do with this piece right now. I will just save these because at some point I may come up with something. But for right now, this piece is just going to go into my scrap pile because this is what I want. This piece now measures 10.5 by 7 5/8. So I am going to take this piece, and for the moment, I'm going to set it to the side. I'm bringing my trimmer back in, and we will be making 3 scores at 1/2 inch on 3 sides of our paper. So there's one. I'll rotate it. There's my second 1/2 inch. I'll rotate it. And there's my third 1/2 inch. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to rotate and score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And we're going to keep this construction very, very simple. So now we're just going to fold and burnish our scores. Okay, so now that we have the scores folded and burnished on both pieces, we are going to have one end that doesn't have a score. That'll be the top of one end, and we'll have another piece that doesn't have a score, and that's the top of that end. We want to take the 2 bottom pieces and join them together. So I am going to join mine together with glue. How you decide to join yours is completely up to you. You can use tape. I wouldn't use a tape runner on this, but you can use tape. You can use a nice quality glue stick if you have one. So I am just going to take this and get it placed down, matched with this piece. And now I can use my big old spatula to work out that glue. So now that we have it joined, when you fold it over, you're going to have one side that will be 1/2 an inch taller than the other. So this is the side that I'm going to be working on first. So I am going to open this. I brought in my trimmer, and where the score mark falls on this side, we are going to line that up at 8 5/8. And then I'll trim away this excess. Now I'm going to take this piece, flip it over, and I'm going to score at 1. And I'll put my scoreboard away for just a moment. We're going to take this 1-inch score, fold it over, give it a burnishing, and then we're going to remove this corner piece here and here. And when we do that, we are going to do a nice little angle in here, and then let's cut straight across there. We'll do that on this side as well. Give yourself a nice little angle in, and then we'll cut. We might have to go back and make some adjustments to the angles that we've cut here, but this is where we start. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my bag and I'm going to line it up as close to the top as I can. And you need to make sure that it's not hitting the score mark. If you find that your bag is hitting the score mark, just take a little bit off the top by just trimming straight across and removing just a little bit. Now that I know my placement will be good, I am going to take a strip of my tape, and I am using 1/2 an inch tape. You can use whatever width you want to use. And I am going to place this down. So now let's get that tape nice and stuck. I'll peel away the tape backer. Bring this piece back in. And I'll just place it down as close to the top as possible. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to put it inside the bag. So when I'm looking at this, I can see that the edge of the bag comes in even more than I have made my angle. So now I'm just going to make another angle and remove this piece. I'll look on this side and I can see that I can come in just a little bit more here and remove this piece. So you want to do a test and you want to make sure that this piece is going to fit in on the inside. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it gives us a nice finish to the front of that envelope. So I can see that that is going to fit. So now I'm just going to take my tape and we're going to put our tape right across the top. You don't need to add a whole bunch of tape, just enough so that your fold over piece will stay on the inside. Peel away that tape backer, and all I need to do is just take this and start placing it down on the inside. So there we have the front of our envelope, and I'm not taping this portion down because I want that flexibility. But if you want to tape yours, all you need to do is add a few strips of tape and flatten it out. So now we need to make 2 cuts. So on this side of the paper where we have the score mark, go ahead and notch out. We'll do the same thing over here. Go ahead and notch out. And now I'm bringing my scoreboard back in because we need to bring our piece in. So we're going to go ahead and just fold it over like this. We're going to place it in the scoreboard. And depending on how you've scored or folded, your score is going to fall somewhere between 4 1/8 and 4 1/4. I am going to go with 4 1/4 on mine because I want to make sure that I leave just a little bit of fold over space between this piece and this flap. It really is about a 1/16 of an inch in space here, but I don't need any more than that. But you do want to make sure that you're going to have some fold over space on your piece. So then while I have it in, I'm going to go ahead and score this at 3/4 of an inch on this end. And now I'll fold and burnish the top. And then I'm going to make sure that my sides have a very nice, crisp burnishing on them. Because now I'm going to take my tape and I am going to place tape on this half. And I'll fold that over, just like that. And then I'm going to take my tape and do the same thing here. So what we're doing, guys, is a very simplistic way to use those plastic bag bottoms. And so then I'll fold that over, and there we have that portion. So now I'll take this side, and we're just going to glue it down. You could use tape if you want, but I wanted to go ahead and use my glue because I'm not attaching to plastic, so my glue will certainly work on this portion. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to add that glue. And we're going to get that nice and stuck. We're going to do the same thing here at the top. I am just going to place glue across the top. And then I can fold that over. So now we have our envelope almost together, but we are going to take some glue and we're going to place glue on the side panel of the side that has the plastic bag attached to it. So I am just placing glue right here. And then I'm also going to take a piece of tape and place a piece of tape down on the plastic only. And I'll peel that tape away. And now I can take my piece, fold it over, and get this nice and stuck. And now I can take this piece, we're going to fold it over, and let's give this a really nice crease. And there we have our beautiful plastic lined envelope. So when you open it, you'll be able to feel the plastic here and the plastic here. This is just one way that we're able to make use of the plastic bag bottoms when we remove the top from these zipper bags. So if you're using sheet paper, you don't even have to reduce the size of your plastic bag. I am going to use a Velcro closure on this. So I'll just take my Velcro dot, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. So I've placed it right there. And you can see how nice and flat this envelope is. Now I'm going to dress mine just a little bit, but if you wanted to, guys, you can actually mail these. Don't place your Velcro dot here, but seal it closed, and you can mail this. Now, it probably will require some additional postage, but what a beautiful way to create a jumbo card for someone, place it in this protective lined envelope, and mail it. All right, y'all, so I'm going to keep the dressing on this very simple. I am going to take a coordinating strip, and this strip measures 12 by 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to place it here. I will need to trim some. So I'm just going to open and and trim away the excess. So what that does for me is it just gives me a nice little separation between the top and the bottom. And I have these beautiful little birdie natural flowers. I got these from Tuesday Morning probably 2 or 3 years ago. Unfortunately, I don't think they have things like this anymore, not at my Tuesday Morning anyway. So I am going to take this, and this time, I think I'm going to place everything on this side. So I am just going to do a nice little spray like this across the top. And that's all I'm going to do. Now you can add some ribbon, some crinkle seam binding, a whole bunch more to make yours more decorative. But if any of you have been with me for a while, you know that my style in embellishing really tends to lean towards the simple and being very minimal in how I decorate. So I am going to use pop dots to put that down, and then I'm going to use a pop dot on this one. So I have one more pop dot for one more flower. And I'm going to take this one and just tuck it in right there. And y'all, there we have a beautiful, most gorgeous, plastic-lined 8 by 11 envelope. You can put all types of goodies in here, or you can use it to store papers and documents. You don't have to dress it up the way that I've done here. You can leave it plain, or you can just cover this thing in embellishments. It's truly up to you. And I have brought the first one back in because, y'all, we are onto something here. We have an awesome way to incorporate plastic-lined bags into our paper crafting. We can protect what we put inside, and we can zip seal it. So I used the bottom of this bag because I had already removed the top for another project. But if you leave the whole thing intact, you have an awesome way of fully protecting what you put on the inside. The outside might get damaged, but what you have inside of that protected plastic bag is going to be okay. So I hope that you have enjoyed this super awesome way that we can now use the bag bottom scraps that we created when we remove the top for another project style. If you have liked this video, and I really hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.